CBS presents this program in color.
Order. Gentlemen, please. Mr. Harvey.
I repeat, gentlemen, when Miss Lucille Ball arrives at this meeting, I am going to make a motion that she hand in her resignation as president of this company. Now, of course, we, the board of directors, must vote on it. And if the vote goes against my proposition, then that's the democratic way, and not another word will be said. Oh, just one more word. In considering your vote, please disregard completely the fact that in 3 months, the studio's $9 million loan with the bank I represent comes up for renewal.
The Lucille Ball Comedy Hour. With special guest star, Bob Hope.
So we'll have plenty of time. Yeah, well, call me when you get out to the coast and we'll have lunch, okay? Lunch! Not you. Come back here. Okay, Harry.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
Betty. Ewing Schrager Agency. Jack Nichols.
Oh! Oh! Hi, Jack. Wait a minute. Take this off, will you, dear? I've had enough. Hey, Jack, I'm so glad you called. Yeah, I know it's about the Bob Hope special. Yeah, well, the script just got out of Mimeo. It looks absolutely great. Uh-huh. Yeah,
Balls off.
well, a copy's on the way to you right now, and I'm sure he'll do it.
It's Jack's boss, Ron Schrager.
Oh, wait a minute, Jack, will you? Hi, Ron. Can you hang on 1 second? I'm talking to Jack on the other phone. Jack, you should get it in the morning. Yeah, will you call me as soon as you read it? Well, you'll love it. Okay, bye. Ron? Yeah. Oh, you're in town. Well, sure, come on over. Let's have lunch. Don't anybody leave. Yeah, tomorrow's fine. All right, about 12:30? Okay, bye. Come on, let's get this coat fitted.
Oh!
All right, I'll try.
Be careful of the coat.
I will, Sam. I will. There we are.
How about the music?
Later, Sid. Those costumes are so beautiful, Ed.
This is
I know what it's for. I was looking at them while I was on the phone. They're just wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Now, let me see the sets. You know, I think you are going to have a cross-angle problem on this one. So will you try to fix it?
Yeah, sure will, Lucille.
Okay. What is this for, Sam? The magic act?
Yeah. And we're going to use it in the commercial, too.
Oh, well, how's it going to look with all the magician's tricks stuffed in it?
It's all there.
You're kidding. Well, good.
We'll have to do a little fixing. Lucy, they're waiting for you. The board of directors meeting.
Oh, my gosh, I forgot all about it. Oh, I haven't got time to change. I'll see you later, Sam.
About the music.
Later, Sid. Gentlemen, pardon my costume, but I had no time to change. Please be seated. Now, let's get right down to business.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Harvey.
Madam President, in the vernacular of show business, I'm going to ask you to do the resignation bit.
What?
Gentlemen, I move that Miss Lucille Ball be requested to hand in her resignation as president of Consolidated Studios and confine her activities henceforth to the performing arts.
I object.
The motion must be seconded before we can discuss it.
Well, I second it because I want to discuss it right now. Who do you think you are?
I am a director put here by the bank, and I think that you are an improper corporate image.
Who are you calling an improper corporate image?
Thank you. Gentlemen, shall we vote?
No! Just because I'm an actress doesn't mean that I'm not a good president. You know how serious I am about my work. I put in a full day on stage in addition to the time I spend in the office. I have never been so dedicated to anything in my life. Please stop laughing. It's not funny. This is a magician's suit. I didn't know what was in it.
Let's ignore this tomfoolery and stick to the facts, which are properly documented in a businesslike manner. Item 1, expenditures for a certain Bob Hope project. Writers, $10,000.
Yes, and it's terrific.
Bully. However, I have not been able to find a contract signed by Mr. Hope.
Right. After he's seen the script and agrees to do it, we'll get the contract.
Miss Ball, in business, we get the contract signed first.
Mr. Harvey, this is not business. It's show business.
Business is business.
You don't understand show people.
I understand this much. I took the liberty of contacting Mr. Hope's agent, and he informs me that Mr. Hope's only free time is the week following July the 4th, 1976. After he MCs the 200th anniversary of our independence.
That doesn't mean a thing. With an actor, no matter what his commitments are, if you get the script to him, you sell it to him, he likes it, he'll find time.
Really?
My spies tell me that Bob Hope will be in San Francisco tomorrow, and that's where I'll be with the script. Now, you want to see how it works? Come along. Maybe you'll learn something.
Fine. We will table my motion until I return. I'm sure by then I'll have an even stronger argument to present to the board. Shall I arrange the transportation?
Fine.
Do you intend to fly?
No, I thought I'd put an ad in the paper. Couple willing to share expenses on ride to San Francisco.
Very amusing. We'll fly. I'll arrange for the tickets.
Bully.
Pardon me, Miss Ball. They're waiting for you to shoot the commercial.
Oh. Oh, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Harvey.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, I hope you enjoyed your flight, Miss Ball.
Oh, it was fine. Thank you.
I always enjoy traveling tourist. You get there just as soon as the first-class passengers get.
We certainly have a plane full of celebrities today. Lucille Ball and Gary Morton. Oh, Mr. Morton, I saw you on the Ed Sullivan show, and on television you look so much thinner.
Oh, he is Gary.
Family plan.
And, of course, it's always nice to have Bob Hope aboard.
Bob Hope? I didn't see him.
He was traveling in the first-class section.
Where is he?
We rushed him right off. There was an Army bomber waiting for him. That must be his plane now.
Where is he going?
Alaska.
Alaska. So you say $5.02. Where's Bob Hope? Is he in there?
No, he left about an hour ago.
We'd have caught up with him if you'd spent another $5 for the rest of the dog team.
Never mind. Where did he go? To Moscow.
По счастью, Барышня Люси здесь хочет очень рада видеть Боб Хоуп.
Bob Hope! Товарищ Bob Hope здесь и лично передал мне один экземпляр его книги и даже с его автографом.
Bob Hope gave the premiere an autographed copy of his new book, personally.
Good, then he is here.
No, his pen is just now taking off for Germany.
Congratulations. You wouldn't take a droshky from the airport. You had to rent a bicycle.
Don't recriminate. Let's catch him.
No. I am not riding on those...
All right. You pedal. I'll ride on the handlebar. Thank you, Premier, for seeing us.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sir. Or Your Honor, or Your Highness. Or... Say, he can't be so bad if he let Bob out of the country still owing $1,200.
Shh. I haven't translated the title yet.
Halt! Here vorweisen.
What?
Passport.
Oh.
Ach! Dass ich Sie mit meinen eigenen Augen sehen kann. Ach, Sie sind ja meine Königin, ich bin Ihr Sklave. Ach, ich versäume es nie, Sie an der Television zu sehen. Ich liebe Lucille.
Recognizes me.
Lieutenant Gitterman says you are his favorite star.
Oh. How do you say thank you?
Danke.
Danke you.
Bitte, ein Autogramm, bitte.
Oh, yeah. Sincerely, Bob Hope. How long ago did you get this autograph?
He passed through a couple of hours ago. Lieutenant Gitterman sold him a sketch. Hey, der Mann, der two Marks.
Well, you did it again. For another $3, we could have rented a car.
Never mind that. You know which way he was headed.
Ja, the airport. To go to the Philippine Islands.
But thanks for the memory. Hey, it's been a great day. I've got to fly on to the bigger islands. Air Force gave me a very modern plane. Had Lindbergh's lunch on the seat. But I've enjoyed it. It's wonderful seeing you. Hurry home. Yeah. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Hey, what's that?
Hey, there he is.
You see? I told you we only needed one machete.
Lucy.
Bob Hope of all people. Oh, I'm glad I ran into you. I just happened to have a script with me. Get here. Look. Well?
Somebody forgot to pack it.
Somebody. Bob, I'll tell you about it.
Honey, I don't have time.
Grab the key. Grab the key out of the Jeep.
But I'm...
Look, Bob, this will only take
Just a second, please.
Now, Bob, you'll love this. You'll love this. You and I play the stars of the most popular television show in the world. We're Mr. and Mrs. America, the ideal couple.
Lucy, it's raining.
Yeah, well, this will only take a second. Now, as the show opens, we're just coming home to our apartment with our agent, Cash. See, we're big stars. We're the biggest stars in America. Everybody loves us.
Come on, kids, let's go. America's favorite television couple needs to get some rest. Come on. I love you all.
Oh, those little monsters. I signed mine Ringo.
Bonnie, this meeting tonight is terribly important, terribly important. I guaranteed to the agency that you'd both be here.
You guaranteed it?
As your agent and manager. I gave them my word as a gentleman.
Now, really?
Bill, tell her how important this is. Mr. Henderson says he's got a terrific idea for the ratings.
Something wrong with the rating?
Yeah, to get it back into #1, you're #2 now.
With Mr. Henderson helping, it staggers the imagination how high we could go. We may need oxygen.
What's the matter with talking to them? Bonnie, what would it hurt to talk to them?
Cash, I don't think the agency could up our rating if Henderson, Grisby, Bean, and Smith committed mass suicide on camera.
That's not a bad idea.
Besides, I told you Walter has tickets for the opera, and I'm going with him.
Yeah, they'll understand when you tell them, Cash. She's going to the opera with her brother, Walter. Hey, they'll dig a wild evening like that, huh?
An evening with my brother will be absolute heaven after a day on the set working with my husband.
Working with me? You spent all day pushing me around to my bad side.
Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. I can just never seem to find your good one.
You're jealous. She must have seen that review from Cleveland that compared me to Cary Grant.
Weekly Variety said that I was the real strength of the show.
I don't even read Variety.
It said I was a brilliant comedian.
It said I was the perfect foil.
I thought you said you didn't read it.
Someone told me. You really want to know why we're down to #2? It's because you're not relating to me in our scenes. You're not relating at all.
Being related by marriage is enough.
Bonnie! Bill, you've got to talk to her.
Relax, Cash.
Relax, Cash, relax. How can I relax, Cash? The agency gets unhappy, the sponsor gets unhappy. The sponsor gets unhappy, the network gets unhappy. The network gets unhappy, they put you between the news and the weather.
I'll talk to her, and when Billy talks, women listen.
Well, we're not talking about a woman, we're talking about a wife.
Will you relax? The average American knows all about cars because he's tinkered with them since he was so high. My hobby was women. Look, put on your galoshes and watch this snow job. Oh, honey.
Bill, I'm not staying around tonight for any conference with the advertising agency, so don't bother to ask me.
Well, I don't think you should.
You don't?
No. Let me handle him. Tense.
Look, they particularly want Bonnie here.
Ignore him. He should have asked you before he made the appointment. Is that better? If the sponsor's unhappy, let him be unhappy. Enjoy the opera with Walter.
Well, if Walter hasn't left yet, I could call him.
Ah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Call him.
It might be a short conference, and you'd be stuck the rest of the evening with me.
Hand me the phone, darling. I saw that.
Anybody you want to call?
You don't have a single sincere bone in your body, and you are a terrible actor. You didn't fool me for a moment.
Look, could we get on with the agency meeting, please?
And maybe our rating wouldn't be down if you spent more time learning your lines and less time coaching bleached blonde bit players.
Sure. Now it really comes out. Merely because I helped that kid with a line reading. I don't even remember her name.
Jessie.
Susie. You become impossible to work with the rest of the day.
Ha! If you think I have the slightest interest in what you do or where you go or with whom you go with what you ever go with. Hello? Why, of course. I'll put him right on.
Me? Hello? Oh, yeah. Well, look, Mother, I'll call you right back.
Mother already told me her name is Susie.
Wrong number.
Cash, sit down.
I can't. I'm too tense.
I want out.
I better sit down.
I not only want out, Cash, but there's something else I want to tell you.
Bonnie?
Something I should have told you over a year ago.
Bonnie!
Can't we wait till the agency people leave?
I want you to tell them, too.
Bonnie, are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right. Tell him. Go ahead.
I don't want to hear.
Cash, remember the first day that you met us?
Do I remember? Who got you the job?
That's right. I heard you were looking for a married couple for an audition for a new comedy series. So I walked up to Bill and said, let's audition. And that was the first time I ever saw him in my life.
The first time?
We were total strangers.
You were not married then?
We were not married then.
And we're not married now.
Mr. and Mrs. America. Not married?
Vermouth.
I still can't believe it.
I'm sorry, Cash. It's true.
Bonnie, tell me it isn't true.
It's true.
Bill, tell me it isn't true.
It isn't true.
What a relief.
But it is.
Now, wait a minute. You've been living here together, haven't you?
His, hers.
I want out now.
Now, look, Bonnie, the season just has 8 months to go. 8 months at $6,000 a week. Just 8 months as television's most ideal couple. After that, you can get a divorce or annulment or whatever. What's wrong with that?
Just one thing. I cannot stand another minute of it. And you can tell that to Mr. Henderson and the agency when they get here.
Where will you be?
Out with my brother Walter. And you know something else?
Her brother Walter isn't her brother.
On my lines for the last time.
Who is Walter?
Her fiancé.
Bill, do something!
I think I'll call Susie.
Oh, come on, Bill!
What can I do? She hates me.
Walter!
Good evening, Cash. Is, Bonnie ready?
Walter, how does it feel to stab America right in the back?
I beg your pardon?
Where do you work, Walter?
Peerless Department Store, Newark.
Uh-huh. Well, I am going to see to it that you are out on the street tomorrow. Who's the owner of that store?
My father.
Oh. Bonnie's brother.
Oh, Bonnie's told you about us?
Yes, and she also announced she's leaving the show to marry you.
Oh?
That's right. And when America finds that out, your father's store will be a 10-story, air-conditioned disaster area.
Oh, no. Well, for me, how beautiful.
Walter, darling, how beautiful.
Your father have a sale on flowers, Walter? Cash tells me you're leaving the show, Bonnie.
That's right, Walter.
Don't worry, Walter. I don't feel that I'm losing a brother-in-law. I'm gaining a floor walker. I am not a floor walker. Temper, you'll melt your charger plate.
Kids. On a big thing like this, we should all sit down and discuss. Right, Walter?
Walter, no more brother-sister stuff. We'll set a date and tell the world.
Well, I want that very much, Bonnie. But perhaps we should discuss the timing.
Oh, well, gay, mad, impetuous Walter wants to discuss timing.
Why shouldn't he?
Good. Now, let's all sit down, relax, and discuss. Now, the season just has 8 more months to go, so I thought that...
Cash, no. Walter, darling, what do you think?
I may get sick.
Ignore him, dear.
Well, you know, Father has been pressing me to go to Japan to open the new store.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be sooner than I thought, and I may have to stay a few months.
Perfect. That gives Bonnie enough time to finish the season.
But of course, I wouldn't dare leave unless you gave me your promise to wait.
Careful, Bonnie. Don't let this floor walker slip through your fingers.
I'm not a floor walker.
I like the way you walk.
Walter, dear, I'll wait.
Wonderful, wonderful. Then it's all settled. We finish out the season.
I quit.
Please, please. Not even in fun. The agency. Now, look. Just a little meeting, my word of honor, 5-10 minutes, no more. Then you can all go and do whatever you want to do, right? Right. Mr. Henderson.
Well, good evening, Cash. Good evening. You know I'm Mr. Potter.
Why, of course, Mr. Henderson. How are you, Mr.
Potter.
Potter, of course. Come in.
Good evening, Bill.
Hey, Elliot. Bonnie.
Good evening.
And you know Walter Creighton, Bonnie's brother?
Oh, yes, of course. How do you know, sir? And this is our Mr. Potter.
How do you do?
Mr. Potter.
How about a drink, Elliot?
No. Thank you.
We have an apple juice account.
Are we interrupting anything?
Oh, no. Bonnie and her brother are going to the opera tonight, and Bill's visiting his mother.
Got the mother account.
Now, at the agency, we have been doing a great deal of brainstorming as to how to get that rating up there.
What's the matter with number 2?
It's not number 1.
There's quite a bit of sponsor concern. They have a lot of tires to sell, and they're worried about the program.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about their tires. I think I'll stop by the factory and help them mix up a batch of rubber.
You have some specific suggestions, Mr. Henderson?
Just one. Our motivational men have gone into this thoroughly, and our pre-testing department indicates on the basis of selective sample selection, affirmative audience response in a significant statistical curve.
Definitely.
You're my kind of guy.
Pardon me, Cash. Mr. Henderson, what is your suggestion?
6 universally identifying words. Bonnie and Bill have a baby. That's tremendous, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
Our rating charts prove...
No, good fellas. No. Imagine the day when the kid asks where he came from. We have to say from Henderson, Bean, Grisby, and Smith. No. Not work.
It would boost your Nielsen at least 10 points.
Having a child happens to be an act of God.
Now, we cleared this with the sponsor. Now, you, sir, Mr. Creighton.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you give me a reading from the man in the street, so to speak?
Well,
I'm sorry, but I think that's a matter for private discussion.
Absolutely.
Come, Walter.
Oh, no, Bonnie. Bonnie, now, wait just a minute. Please, Bonnie, Bonnie, the sponsor is expecting a baby.
I'll throw him a shower.
Now, don't worry, gentlemen. If it means 10 Nielsen points, they'll have that baby. They're troopers.
Do I have your guarantee on that?
Absolutely.
There you are. What more do you need?
Bill, the very best of luck.
Elliot, thank you.
I've got 4.
We must have lunch sometime. Cash, are you out of your mind? What do you mean you guarantee a baby?
Look, Bonnie was going to marry that floor walker at the end of the season, right? So what's wrong? She marries him before he takes off for Japan.
So she has a baby now and we pass it off as ours?
Only till the end of the season.
Cash, even for you, that is the most loathsome, immoral, repugnant, terrible, awful. That's rough.
You know what I think? I think you're in love with her and don't know it. That's what I think.
Bonnie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, me? Oh, are you kidding? Shit. But, Mr. Henderson, if a woman doesn't want to have a baby, there's nothing you can do about it. What guarantee do you have that the rating will go up if she has the baby? A lot of people in this country hate kids, especially parents. Look, I'm perfectly willing to talk to her, but she hasn't spoken to me in 2 days. Bonnie! Bonnie! Make that 3 days. Come in. Okay, I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her.
Bill.
Hi.
That's it, Walter. Easy. Good boy. Bonnie here?
She's in her room. Well, look who's here. What time does he have to be back in the window?
Walter, I think you need a drink.
I don't like to drink before I fly. I thought you weren't leaving till tomorrow. I'm not.
How about a weak one, Walter? Like a double Manhattan. Walter's just come to a big decision, haven't you, Walter?
Well, not completely.
Walter, what means not completely?
That means he hasn't asked his father.
And I do not intend to ask my father.
Well, we're getting to be a big boy now.
Here's to the happy bridegroom.
Who? What?
Walter's decided to tie the knot with Bonnie before he takes off for Japan tomorrow.
You're putting me on. Bonnie married Walter?
I think I'd like another one.
Sure, Walter. Drink up.
Well, has he asked her yet?
No.
Oh.
There we
But
are.
I see no point in delay. Bonnie!
Was that you, Walter?
It certainly was. Sit down, Bonnie. Would you mind leaving us alone?
I certainly would.
We're not here, Walter, just like the furniture.
Have you been hitting the sauce, Walter?
No, I've been drinking. Madam, I mean, Bud. I'm leaving tomorrow and will be gone for many months.
I know that, Walter.
And while I have your promise to wait for me...
Do you have to?
I'm fascinated.
I have decided after mature reflection, I mean mature reflection, that I can't.
Can't what?
Wait.
Why not?
What Walter's trying to say...
Let him say it. Walter, what are you trying to say?
He's asking you to marry him tonight.
Look, nobody proposes marriage to my wife in my house.
I'm not your wife.
We're America's sweethearts, and that gives me some rights.
Such as what?
Bonnie, Walter's proposing.
Oh. Really, Walter?
Well, yes.
I like a man who sweeps a girl off her feet.
Now, look, kids, you leave now, you drive to Maryland. I got a justice of the peace standing by. Tomorrow, you drive back here and put Walter on the plane for Japan. What's wrong with that?
It's a disaster.
Why?
Why, what kind of life would that be, married to Walter? You'd move to suburbia, become a housewife. You?
Why not?
With all that looks and talent, you'd be on stage once a year at the parent-teacher's hootenanny. That's not you, Bonnie. That's somebody else.
It is?
While I don't like to intrude...
Give it up, Walter. You're in way over your head.
But it's just till the end of the season.
Look, have you got the faintest glimmering of what it takes for a woman to claw her way to the top in this business? What it takes for her to hang on, starve, waiting for a break? How much guts it takes to do what Bonnie did? Pretend to be married to a total stranger to make that break come her way?
Cash, she's talking about me.
You haven't got a tame housewife here, Walter. You got an alley fighter. You haven't got a woman, you got a tiger. Who doesn't need you or any other man.
Not a woman, am I? Tiger, am I?
Well, what I should have said was...
Oh, you made yourself perfectly clear. Perfectly.
Well, where are you going?
To get my hat.
You never wear a hat.
I do to get married.
Congratulations, Walter. You did it.
Who is she marrying?
You lucky dog.
How does this look?
Ghastly.
It does. I didn't ask you.
Now, remember, Walter, here's the name of the Justice of the Peace. Now, I've already talked to him. No publicity. Everything will be quiet, all right? Just relax on your honeymoon, have fun, and get Bonnie back here in time for rehearsal tomorrow. That's important.
Well, I've got to get back. I'm flying to Japan.
That's worse.
Well, I'm wearing it anyway. What's wrong with it?
Well, go ahead, wear it. For a marriage to Walter, it's perfect.
Don't you try to stop me.
I wouldn't dream of it.
And I don't want Susie here when I get back either.
Why come back at all? As long as you're washing yourself down the drain, why not just go on with your dream man to Japan?
You think I won't do it, don't you?
I wouldn't put anything past you.
Walter, I'm going to Japan with you.
Have you had your typhoid shots?
Who cares? Tigers don't get typhoid.
Bill, stop her!
Why? Why does he need me? In Cleveland, they think he looks like Cary Grant.
Well, shouldn't you take something like clothes?
Walter, it's our honeymoon. They can send them to me.
Bill! Bonnie, I don't understand one solitary thing that's in your mind.
Well, don't feel bad, darling, because you never really did. I'll send you a card from Mount Fujiyama.
Sayonara! Hey, she went.
Sure did.
Why?
Can't you see those papers? Half of America's ideal couple elopes.
It's a waste. A complete senseless waste of a beautiful, talented, lovely...
Why didn't you tell her that?
Hey, give me the name of that Justice of the Peace in Maryland. I'm going to stop that wedding. What'll I tell her?
Well,
I know. I'll tell Walter the store's on fire. I'll tell the Justice they're both under 18. I know. I'll just say, darling, I love you. Hey, how do you read a line like that? I've never been on daytime television. I'll know it, yeah, all right. Hello?
Where have you been? At 6:30 in the morning. I've been calling since 3 o'clock. Any luck?
Hey, how much did you pay that Justice of the Peace to keep quiet?
$1,000.
And you paid him in advance? He couldn't handle that kind of money. He ran away with his housekeeper yesterday.
They must have gone to another one. Did you check?
What do you think I've been doing all night? There are more JPs in Maryland than there are oysters. I gave it up.
Well, better get some sleep. It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, bye. America's ideal couple. Hey, Bonnie. What are you doing here? Where's Walter?
What are you doing up?
Where's Walter?
I suppose you just got in.
All right, I just got in. Where's Walter?
You didn't waste much time, did you?
Look, did you come back for your clothes or to play house mother?
He's on his way to Japan.
Who?
Walter, and you don't have to yell at me.
Why should I yell at you? Just because you're causing the biggest scandal in television history?
I'm going to finish out the season.
Oh, thank you, your ladyship.
What's with you? You told me to marry him.
You never did anything else I told you. This is fine. My wife goes out and gets married. Suppose the next thing you'll announce is that I'm the proud father of a bouncing baby floor walker. What are you looking at me like that for?
If it's a boy, we'll name it after you.
Hey, the doorbell is ringing.
I know it. You get it. It's your door, too, you know.
Man, I'm not dressed. When is the expectant father coming from Japan? He's also got an interest in that door.
Yeah, well, Walter's been trying to get back, but it's just been emergency after emergency. He'll be here next week for sure. Thank you.
Hey, what is it?
Baby socks. That makes 300 pairs.
Your fans must think you're expecting a centipede.
You resent the baby being the center of attention, don't you? Admit it.
Well, just say it's been the longest 8 months in the history of show business.
Have I stood in your way? Have I?
You think any girl wants to go out with the most expectant father in America? Even my type of girl has some pride.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. The door.
In China, women have babies and never miss a day in the rice paddies. Well, Walter. Hello, Well, you shouldn't have surprised her. She wasn't expecting you till next week.
Next week?
Yeah, why didn't you call?
Well, I did when I got back last month.
Last month?
Yes, well, this is the first chance, though, I've had of getting over.
From Newark?
Well, month-end sale, you know. Well, I guess Mr. Stork will be bringing along the little stranger any day now.
Well, congratulations, Walter.
Congratulations. Aren't...
Wait a minute. Are you...
Oh,
hey,
but I
hey,
read
Bonnie,
in the papers that you
Bonnie,
and Bonnie...
Open up! Bonnie, I'll give you 2 seconds to open this door.
Hello, Walter.
What's going on here? Walter tells me he's been here a month All right, how did you do that? Now, what'd you do a thing like that for?
I don't know. Everybody seemed to want a baby, so I gave them one.
You are out of your mind.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Once it got started, I was stuck with it. Thank goodness it's all over.
I think I'd better leave you two alone.
Can we come in?
No!
Are we interrupted?
No, that's fine.
Well, I'm happy to say that we have the final entries in the Name the Baby contest.
We ran all the names up a flagpole, and these are the two that everybody saluted.
Oh, great.
Now, for a $50,000 prize, naturally, the baby has to have a $50,000 name. So,
What baby?
I beg your pardon?
Gentlemen, there is no baby.
Well,
Do you have a name for this?
I don't believe it. Even if I believed it, I wouldn't believe it.
$50,000 to name a pillow Pandora?
Or Gunther?
Bill, what happened?
Don't ask me. The husband is always the last to know. Wait till Congress investigates this, a fixed baby.
Men, we are in a desperate situation. This is a scandal that could rock Madison Avenue to its foundations and ruin the firm of Henderson, Bean, Grisby, and Smith. Nevertheless, we must insist on full, frank, public disclosure of all the facts, no matter what. We shall adhere to a policy of absolute honesty. We can't let anyone know.
There's only one thing we can do. Close the windows and turn on the gas.
Young lady, do you realize that the sponsor has spent over $1 million retooling his plant to turn out tires for baby buggies?
190 million people identify with this child. It's their own. How can we tell them?
Hey, why don't we do another series and tell how it really happened?
Oh, sure. We'll tell them when we started our television show we weren't married.
You weren't married?
We still aren't.
What?
It was a platonic type thing or whatever.
We lived here together, but separately. And may I say it wasn't very pleasant having my husband go out with other women.
Yeah, well, how about Walter?
Who's Walter?
He's her brother.
Oh.
There never would have been a Walter if there hadn't been a Maisie and a Susie and a Darlene and a Mary
Okay,
Kay.
but you didn't have to marry him.
She married her brother?
When I said I was going to marry him, I thought you'd stop me, but you didn't. You didn't care.
Why didn't you tell me you wanted me to stop you?
Tell you? Oh, now I'm the heavy. If you had the slightest desire to stop me, you would have tried.
I did try. I drove all over Maryland trying to find you, but I couldn't.
You did? You told me you were out with Susie all night.
You accused me of it.
Who's Susie?
His sister?
How do you think I felt when you just came back from marrying Walter?
I didn't marry him.
What?
Is there any more scotch?
I couldn't go through with it. I spent the night with my mother.
I wonder who she really means.
Let me get this straight. You let me think that you had married Walter? Why?
I wanted to see if you'd be jealous.
But why? Why would you have to go through all this?
Because they were in love and didn't know.
Listen, Cash.
You... Bill, Bonnie, what is the sponsor going to do with all those baby buggy tires?
Tell him to wait.
Gentlemen, please. Now, I will admit this project eventuated successfully, but the odds against it were tremendous. This studio is not being run in a businesslike manner.
Perhaps so, Elliot, but I wouldn't suggest a vote on your motion now. Where's Lucy? We should congratulate her.
She's shooting. She said she'd try to get here.
Now, I move we give her a vote of confidence as a perfect corporate image.
Well, how was it?
Gentlemen, your perfect corporate image.
Well, thank you, sir.
That was wonderful.